But don't confuse yourselves. We do have Soraka. We do have Soraka bot. And the game jumped 25 seconds in, which scares me a little bit. But luckily, that's not usually enough time for a first blood.
No, I'm going to have to go for a restart as well, so you're going to have to take it away, because mine's decided to load like in the bottom corner. So hopefully I'll fix that. It's one of the bugs. I've seen it before with a tournament client, but it should be all good. But Joe, I mean, what do you who do you think's going to go with this one? I mean, I've put my neck on the line and said nFaculty very early on. Who are you going with?
Yeah, I fancied nFaculty, to be honest, before the game. But these picks, the picks and badges, you could never underestimate how ridiculously important they are in every single game. So, I feel this NTW team very, very strong. It's going to depend how Udyr does in the jungle. I mean, if he gets himself out of there quick enough. And basically, Ahri is going to be a big focus for them, I think, in this middle. Because, as you said, she's very mobile champion. Anivia, probably the opposite when it comes to mobility, actually. And that's something that they're going to want to fix early on and get that first kill in on towards Anivia. But I fancy NTW for this. And I guess it makes it more interesting when we're both going for the other teams as well. So early on, we've seen no invade. Both teams starting out very, very cautiously. And, well, I'll just use this opportunity because I see it in chat. A few of you guys talking about 450p plus, the screen goes green. Basically what you need to do, switch the quality to lower and then actually switch it back again. If that doesn't work, close your browser completely. It's actually a bug.
And I'm also going to request you switch to colorblind mode, because I can see you haven't got it on. Escape video options, and that's you're done.
I did actually say that I was going to switch to it, and I never did, but now I have. So no one is blind anymore. Everyone can see. Equal opportunities.
Indeed. So let's have a look at the lanes. How are they going to line up? As you can see, it's going to be Shen versus Olaf in the top there. Caress versus what was it? Kibfochen. I'm going to ruin that name.
Let's call him G-Man.
I'm going to call him Dog Paw. That's what I'm going to, because that's what it means. It means the dog paw. Like, yeah, that's what Stratty told me it was anyway. So let's see a bit. But in the middle lane, it will be no equal versus 2U. That is going to be Ahri versus Anivia, and it's a pretty good pick actually. It's a pretty even lane, I think, that one. We are seeing Mundo coming around, which is Soraka bot, not to be confused with the Soraka that's in the same team. His name is actually Soraka bot, made famous for the Evelyn long time ago. Soraka bot's just going to come around, try and throw that cleaver at him, try and just put a bit of damage on it. Corporate Mundo throws the briefcase. It's not the cleavers. Mampy, or Mamphy, I guess you could say, is Udyr. He's running around in the jungle at the moment for mTw, sitting on the wolves, just finishing off his rotation. And down the bottom lane, it is going to be Wu and Red Snow, which will be Misfortune and Janna, versus Zimmy and Fami, which will be Graves and Soraka. So, honestly, these are all very even lanes in terms of picks. I mean, there's no great, big, huge advantage that either team's going to get. We can see that Udyr is possibly going to go up towards that top lane. Pipfochen is, I'm going to ruin that name, very far forward. He is going to get caught out. The exhaust goes down, dives down towards Caress. Will he be able to get away from this one? I think he's juked it very nicely. He just needs to get stunned up. You can see the flash came out from Udyr, and now Shen's going to get across. That will be first blood. Very nicely done. So double flash is used up there. Shen just got across, got that taunt on him, and it was enough to get first blood. A very good first blood. But a lot of summoner spells used, but when they get the kills, it all counts.
Yeah, and for me, a little bit far forward there. We saw no ward down whatsoever by Olaf, and he's pushed right up in front of the turret here, okay, getting that harass early on onto Shen as much as he possibly can, but we've seen that can be a real crucial thing for him, and that first blood going over onto Shen, assist with Udyr as well, right from the very start of that one. Actually, Udyr is pinging up towards middle, still has those double buffs running. Just want to keep my eye on the bottom as well while we go. But main push is coming up here towards Ahri. That stun is going to come in. Question is, do they have enough damage to actually take her down? And actually going very low. Ignite's going to go in. There is the kill for Huyu. And, well, Soraka bot on Mundo coming in just that little bit too late. Didn't really have anything to say about that one. And that will be kill number 2 for mTw, who, of course, went through the group stage in second position. 18 points they had, so it was a real close thing, the groups. And certainly not a one-sided, well, I guess you could say Logic's maybe, since they won every single game in the group. But other than them up at the top, it was a real close thing overall. And look at this, mTw still with that double buff running. This time, Olaf has a ward down, and that should prevent Gibfunction from having any trouble with that gank coming in. Let's have a look at CS down in this bottom lane early on. Misfortune 36 to the 44 of Graves. That will change here pretty soon, though, as that turret is pushed with the minions. mTw now waiting by middle once again. Mundo just above him by the Wraith, but mTw is going to be getting himself home. But that's the early kill that I talked about with Udyr coming in, getting the stun down. Wasn't quite sure if they got enough damage to finish off Ahri, but in the end, with the help of the Ignite, they finished that one, and it's 2-0. 800 gold lead. Still very early doors, though.
Yeah, so Soraka bot making his way up towards the top lane, on towards Shen. You can see Shen is pushed very far forward, and actually only about low on health already. It has been caught out. Good dash there, but it will be exhausted by Soraka bot. Can they do enough damage to him? That's the question. They are going to get the burnout, keep running around him. Surely going to finish him off. Yes, they will, and a good pick up there by Soraka bot. They needed that, obviously, with that first gank on that top lane. It would have put Olaf back a little bit, but he's going to gain a little from that. Could have done with picking up the kill, though. Soraka bot taking the kill would have been ideal for Olaf to pick that one up, and he will immediately go back and buy. We can see Ahri had gone back earlier as well, actually. Had got obviously got killed, and say go back, was sent packing, I guess you could say. Picked up those Doran's Blades, just taking out the jungle there as well. There's obviously Soraka bot away. They realised the timer would be down, so making use of it. Really just picking up all the gold possible in keeping the timers on the cooldown. You can see immediately Soraka bot's going to go back towards the Wraith. So no equal doing as much as he can to farm. He's going to have to go back and buy because, well, you can see Anivia is coming back, has picked up that catalyst and a double sight ward. So he's going to be warding off them sides off. You can see he's already got good ward placement down that river. That's going to be cutting off. So, you know, Anivia's going to become a problem. If obviously with the kill early on, has got a good catalyst early on, probably going to be picking up the blue now, has hit 6 and kept up the CS with Ahri, obviously because of that kill, is really going to cause a problem for them. So immediately, nFaculty going to have problems. Obviously, Caress can come in at any time, that egg timer, so it's going to be very hard for them to pick up kills. Udyr is not exactly an easy thing to kill either earlier on, so in terms of kills, they're going to be looking towards trying to kill out Misfortune or Janna, and honestly, mTw have got a very hard team to hit, I think, late game.
Yeah, I totally agree with you, especially when you know, the likes of Shen up there getting that first blood earlier on, which is going to add a lot to him. But again, I feel that gank coming in at top, because the ward wasn't in a strong enough position, they've warded actually up the tri-bush. Again, that's coming in, but guess what? We're going to see Mundo walk straight in there, and Shen's going to die again up in this top lane. This time it goes to Soraka bot again, so that's a 2-0-0 Mundo. But Shen had just put his second ward down, Demon, but again in this tri-bush a little bit further over. But it doesn't actually matter because you don't still have vision there. If we look at the vision, it stops just before, if you hug this left-hand side of the wall as you go up, which is exactly what Mundo's done twice in a row, you can't see him coming in, and they've lost 2 kills from that in this top lane, and I feel that Shen needs to sort that out pretty quickly. He's got another ward, so Olaf needs to Shen, needs to sort that out. Does have a ward, another ward with him. It's early morning. I'll get the names right and all that kind of stuff as we move through the day, so don't worry.
Indeed, but that, like you say, that has worked really well for Olaf now. Obviously, that early gank on him was less than ideal, but now Shen, obviously being taken down, is going to have to sit on that tower a little bit. Obviously, you know, the power of Shen, you can generally escape pretty well, but they've got a lot of damage between them, and that's worked really well for them in their favour. So, no equal picking up the blue buff now. And so he's going to be a problem in the middle. Huyu's already got the blue buff as well, so just pushes that lane along. And in terms of farm between these two, it's very even, 68 to 67. Down the bottom lane, 83 to 80. So again, very even, these bottom lanes. So that top lane really is the only telling difference at the moment. And it is Mundo that's picking up the kills, though, not Olaf, so which could cause a problem later on. We've just seen Udyr mTw going forward there, gets caught out there with a slow, very nicely done. Looking like they're going to set up for Dragon here. Olaf's already down this position, puts a pink ward down, actually clears out that ward, and now they're going to be in a good position to take this dragon. There is one in the back of the pit, so we can see mTw know exactly what's happening, but the whole nFaculty team is here, and Shen has got his ulti available. Should he need to come down, they're going to try and see if they can steal it away here. A good wall across, they're going to dive in, and mTw's going to get hit very hard. He's going to be able to just about get away. No, turtle stance was not enough. Janna ulti trying to save the day. Who surely going to get egged up. And remember, he has got a little bit of safety net there. Caress comes in with that ulti. Now they finally get on towards Red Snow. Red Snow does go down, and mTw looking very strong. Anivia has respawned out of that egg rebirth, I guess you could say. Caress went in. What was he thinking? The rest of his team were like, no, you're dead, mate. I'm gone. And that was a simple kill. So a 3 for nothing, and nFaculty take the dragon. You know, you got to go back to that school of thought that CLG sometimes have. If it doesn't look like you're really going to have a chance of getting that dragon, just don't go for it.
Yeah, of course you're going to lose out on gold, but is it really worth it to lose those kills in the process? I mean, we were looking at a 2v2 game. Now it's back to 5-2 with that dragon going over to Faculty anyway in the process. I mean, the Misfortune ulti went across the pack, actually. Because of that wall, it actually held them fairly decently in place, but, well, just not quite enough damage, obviously, at this level of the game. And that's something that's dangerous for them. I mean, if we look also at the nFaculty wards, they have got a lot of vision right now. They've warded up very nicely across the whole map. Again, this top lane, for me, not so secure for Shen. He's going to be coming back into lane. Does have a ward with him, though, so should be getting that down in position. But they can't afford to be letting Mundo get any more. Now, does have the Oracle up, so he will be clearing out these mTw wards as he goes. Let's have a look at the bottom lane, because they are pushing in once again. Wu now up to 100 CS, Graves 100 CS, so very even stuff there. Up at top, Shen starting to get a bit more tanky, got Heart of Gold built up with Doran Shield and Boots. Skip Fortune, not too worried though, just comes in, gives him a reckless swing to the face, and then walks out again. He actually went a bit more damage, Olaf, double Doran's Blade, plus that Heart of Gold. Also the Health Crystal is in there now as well. We can see as the wards start to time out exactly who's going to have vision of what. And it's Olaf who's been very, very careful now. A fairly deep ward in the river, plus the one in the tri-bush as well. He's not going to be wanting to get caught out from anywhere. Actually, that was just his axe that he threw in there. Tell a lie, he didn't ward it. And mTw, well, they're finding themselves in a little bit of trouble, especially now as they're diving onto Huyu. Is Egg surely still on the cooldown? Yes, it is. And he is going to be taken down. And again, Soraka bot on Mundo, don't get yourselves confused, doing a great job of ganking so far. We've seen, I guess, 3 real main ganks from him, and they've all come in brilliantly. Up at this top lane, 2 easy kills that came in there, and they finished off that one there in the middle as well. But again, it's Mundo that's picked up the kill demon.
Yeah, Soraka bot 4-0-2 now on Mundo. And Olaf obviously came out well as well. 2-1-3 came out of that dragon fight. So it's really give a big advantage to his top lane. Shen is literally sitting on the tower the whole time now. And he's even got to be careful, because once he gets these large creep waves coming towards him, he's got to try to get the last hits in, but he's just losing damage on that tower. Look at that. So he's gone for the taunt on him. I'm not too sure he's going to have anything from it. You can see actually that Mundo is thinking about coming round from the tower level. He's going to meet Udyr though. Udyr just around that blue. Actually, they're picking up the blue. This could be perfect timing, because Shen won't be ready for this one. As soon as that big creep wave comes in, they're going to try and go for it. Will Udyr come and help? No, he won't. So he's not going to walk into it. Here you go, coming from the tower. Ulti running. Taunts on. Is it going to be enough? He gets exhausted on the tower. He's taking all the tower hits, but Olaf has plenty of damage, and they will take him down easily. Udyr is going to come back and around there. I'm not too sure he really wants to engage for that one.
Yeah.
He's not got the health or the hit points to deal with these two, and they are just going to back away, and that is a 1-4-0 Shen now. He's really been in the wars, from that very much first blood that they picked up. It's just gone south for him very quickly, and that is a 4-0-3 Olaf now. Mundo, and a 3-1-3 Olaf, and Olaf is a beast now. He's become beastly, and of course Mundo now has a big chunk of hit points on him now. He's going to be very hard to stop as the game goes on. Meanwhile, in the middle, Ahri's been doing a pretty good job at keeping Anivia true, because you can see the CS difference that obviously Anivia went down, like you say, he got that gank early on. The egg wasn't back available after it had been taken down earlier on, and it's making the difference. You can see he's got a 20 CS advantage, which is no mean feat at 14 minutes in.
Yeah, especially against Anivia, with that ulti on there, pretty much auto-farming. Actually, mTw inside of the brush here needs to be careful. Actually, he's going to get away. Gipfodge not knowing that he was there, and he's just going to continue on his farm, which has been real strong. Obviously, Shen having 4 deaths now. That means a 74-83. It's not a massive lead in the CS, but 3-1-3 versus 1-4-0. Shen coming back with Giant's belt now. He basically just needs more health to stop that damn reckless swing tearing him to pieces, which is exactly what it's currently doing for him. What's he doing? 340 true damage right now, obviously, to his to Shen, which is not something that you survive very easy if you've not got enough HP. So he's gone straight in for that giant spell. Olaf has finished off the Phage now as well. And he's going to continue just to harass him. And that's the thing with Shen. He can keep coming in and out, but he's going to face a couple of problems. Actually, Soraka bot there getting caught clearing the ward out inside the middle. And again, 4-0-3. Giant's belt, Heart of Gold, cloth armor on for him. He's not going to find himself in too much trouble anytime soon. As we hit a slightly quieter part of the game. 60 minutes almost in. I'm assuming that Dragon must be due here in just a few seconds. And I didn't notice, Demon, in the new spec mode, did they have Dragon timers?
No, I didn't spot any fancy timers like that, which we really wanted, but I'm sure it could come along. I'm sure it's something.
If they've managed to get the rewind and stuff, I'm sure the timers are the easiest of things.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's only a case of, oh, that's gone down 6 minutes time, let's go. It's just us. We just don't count. Maybe, I don't know. But yeah, I mean, the bottom lane actually has been causing problems here. Zimmy's slowly been winning out this bottom lane. He's been forcing them away. You can see they've gone back, and it wasn't through choice. It wasn't like they'd pushed the lane. They actually got forced back away from the tower while on the tower. Sorry. And they're definitely doing a lot more damage. So Zimmy, you can see now going back, 156 CS. He is still full health, and there you go. Dragon timer now on, as you said. It's all about the feeling, in it, Joe. It's not about knowing when the timer is. We just feel when it's due, and we know. Dragon. And this is what's known as a free dragon. Any casters that are watching, that's a free dragon. You know, I'm just pointing towards things that have been said before. Anyone that follows these games, you know, if you've just won a big fight, it's not a free dragon. You've fought for that dragon. You've worked for it, and that's a free dragon. That's absolutely uncontested. mTw nowhere near it. Don't even think they had any wards control there. No, they've got no wards within the area, so Mundo's cleared that out. So I'm not sure if I can look. Yeah, you can see if you look on F1 and look at their view, it still shows that the dragon is up on the mTw screen, so they have no idea about that timer right now. So 7-2, big advantage for nFaculty, despite the fact they went 2-0 down. They really worked their way back into this one, and you've got to give massive credit to Soraka bot. He's been doing a fantastic job. I've still not seen an Oracle on mTw yet. No mTw Oracle, and we are 17 minutes in. That's going to be a problem for them, Joe.
Yeah, obviously thinking, okay, we just buy wards anyway, even though that they know that Mundo has had the Oracle up for God knows how long by now. He got that very early on. He's done a great job of clearing out the wards on this bottom side. Top side, he's not really been there, to be quite honest, the last couple of minutes, but he's going to walk his way in. Oh, and look at that, the ward actually up at top, just timing out there for Shen. Question is he safe enough on his turret? I don't think he is. I think that they're going to fancy the chances of just diving straight in there. This bottom ward in the river won't have spotted him, and Shen's going to walk into that brush there with Soraka bot ready and waiting. Well, Soraka bot knows that he needed the help of Olaf to actually work that one out, and again, Shen puts the ward down, and Olaf clears it straight out.
It's like his 25 gold.
Yeah.
I mean, he knew he got an Oracle on his head. What was the point? That was just a free bit of gold. That's just like a brain fart that happens in tournament play that you just think, oh, kind of quickly, got to ward this. Oh yeah. Hang on a minute.
I just saw that he had a big pink thing on top of his head.
Yeah. But the bottom lane again is forced a little bit back this time. Zimmy and Fami are forced to go back. Are they going to go back and buy? No, they're going to stick around and try and handle this one out. It means Fami could certainly top up the health of Zimmy there. So Wu just forcing them back. Wu has been back and almost built up that Infinity Edge. You can see on the bottom of your screens as the item builds go. Fami slowed up a little bit there, and the little fight between the two supports is always an interesting one to watch. So Red Snow using that Zephyr to good advantage. You're going to push the lane a little bit here, Wu. Nobody actually anywhere near. Meanwhile, I can see Shen also being pushed on that top lane. But this bottom lane, are they going to be forced to go back? No, it's just going to top up and keep on fighting.
Sitting on a load of gold there as well, is Graves. Almost 2.2k. So he's going to go straight into his items. But, you know, if he gets caught out here, he's going to be like, well, I was sat on all that gold, and that fight would have been very different if I'd have actually gone home. He's surely going to finish with this creep wave and then get himself home. It's a bad thing to be sitting on so much gold for such a long time. And once this wave is done, we can see him going back. In middle, we are seeing Soraka bot moving there. Flash used by Huyu to get himself away, and pretty much everything missing there from nFaculty's point of view. Nice defensive flash use, but flash use nonetheless. So someone has burned up at top. We are seeing Gipfudgeon again, just utilising that reckless swing, getting the axes over onto Caress as often as possible, and he's even managing to avoid those turret hits as he goes. And as I say that, he takes one. But still, you know, great harassment so far from this Olaf up at top.
Yeah, Gipfudgeon's just doing a fantastic job. That is the bottom tower going down. We did mention that they'd forced the issue, and obviously Zimi'd gone back to buy, has picked up the Infinity Edge. Now they're going to go for it, put the smoke down, takes a little bit too many hits there. He has got Soraka bot nearby, but he's waiting for the blue buff to be given across, and you can see that mTw is actually trying to get around there and steal it, but he's not going to happen. No equal was there in time. The pings go down on towards Zimi there. They're trying to gather for something here, mTw, and they're going to try and invade in towards the Wolves. You can see that Ahri is actually up there. They've just spotted them though. Mundo keeps their eye on them, and they are well aware of the exact position. Just saying, be careful, no equal. Don't get walking straight out into these. There is 4 in the middle at the moment. Shen, of course, can continue just free farming on that top lane and avoid it and join in. That's the beauty of Shen. He can split farm quite happily for a long period of the game. It's something that we see Hotshot doing all the time, actually, when he plays Shen. In fact, it's just whatever character he's playing, to be honest. It's not just Shen, but it's something that can work very well if the rest of the team is set up for it. And, well, you know what? I think they may be. So maybe in mTw's future plans here. But, of course, he's been harassed so heavily early on at 140. He has got that Sunfire Cape rebuilt now, Shen. So let's see how he goes about it. It's going to cause problems maybe later on in the game, but as it is, Gipfudgeon is, like you say, very, very strong. What's he up to now? Reckless String. 340 still, actually. He hasn't built anything since then, so he's actually, tell a lie, he's gone all defensive. So he's got the Aegis Legion being the ultimate team player. Now it's looking like a 4-man gather, 5-man actually, going to be going straight up the mid, Joe.
Yeah, and is he going to have enough there to stop this one if they dive onto him? Actually, that's a nice wall. That's going to mean a couple more tower hits, but guess what? It's pretty much all. Actually, the rest of the team are here, so maybe Huyu will survive this one. Janna ulti will go off Soraka, but what did have the Mundo ulti running as well, but it's not enough. Look at Red Snow shielding up. A clutch shield there will keep him alive, and Huyu finally goes down. They're chasing him now onto Ahri. I can't believe that Janna survived that one. She shielded up at the perfect time. Caress was super low as well, and that's a 2-for-1 in favour of mTw, and they couldn't really have done any better there. That wall obviously caused all kinds of problems for Mundo, and then the rest of the team were there like a flash. They were already coming up this middle to support that one. So hats off, credit where credit's due to mTw there. That was a strong bit of performance under their own tower though. And nFaculty maybe showing signs of becoming a little bit too greedy there, a little bit complacent. I mean, that's, I guess, technically, with Olaf and Mundo and Ahri there, it's not a bad dive whatsoever against one. But still, when you factor in the fact that the rest of the team were just behind them, it's not cool. So nFaculty looking like they're going to get themselves a dragon without any kind of contest whatsoever. Yep, they will take that dragon once again. And that is more of a gold lead for them. It's still only around about 4k though. So not really that big of a lead. But again, we see that mTw being forced to defend this middle turret, and obviously the ultimate of Anivia now just completely clearing out those minions without any kind of problems. Up at top, Gipfudgeon going to join a big wave of minions, and will Shen be able to force him away from this one? Obviously, as Deman mentioned, Sunfire Cape is now running. Well, that's going to give him that little bit extra power when he's clearing out these minion waves as well. With that AoE damage. And Gipfudgeon actually heading back for his golem. So let's have a look at the CS and how it stands right now. In the middle, Ahri 220 to the 185. So still in the lead with that one. A great job done by Ahri so far. Although, you know, not really got those kills in there and whatever. Farm has been really, really strong. Abyssal Scepter and Needlessly Large Rod already finished on her. In the top lane, 153 to 154, so Shen bringing that right back even. We can see a 3-man push coming up middle as well that we need to keep our eyes on. Down in the bottom, the 280 carries Misfortune 240 and 101 in kills to 217 and 103. So nicely ahead there as well is Misfortune. And this is something, as you said, Demon, maybe that's the long-term goal, if you like, of mTw to keep this farm up. They need to be catching up in middle, though, I feel, a little bit, because this Ahri, although the kills aren't really there, she's got good farm, and the items are starting to get very strong as well.
Yeah, and going back to that fight way back at the tower, of course, they took Soraka bot down, who had the Oracle. So it was a really big kill. So it was effectively a 3-for-1 as well. And he hasn't actually rebought that Oracle either, so he's just left it at the moment. So no Oracles at all on either team at the moment. Just keeping my eye on Soraka bot in the middle there. They're going to come round the side. No, they're not going to go for them. I'm not sure whether mTw are either going to push this one. They're going to try and push a take. You can see Olaf actually making his way down river. Warded up straight away, though, so that's going to immediately wear him off. And Shen actually continuing to push, which is the big advantage mTw will have. He can just continue farming that top lane. And it's actually keeping Olaf out of it at the moment. Fortune is having to stay in that top lane, which is effectively causing it a 4-on-4, which is a problem because Olaf was one that obviously got a little bit fed early on. Would have caused a lot of damage. 0-1-5 still on Ahri, so he hasn't been able to build up those mega items just yet, whereas you can see Soraka bot trying his best to get in there. But again, he's walking straight through that ward. They know exactly where he is. Oh, trying to catch on towards Redsnow there. Redsnow just about dodging away from it. And actually, Fami using a little bit of farm there, stealing away so quickly with his star call. Have a look towards the top. You can see these two. I mean, Fortune, as soon as he starts heading south, they know he's coming. And I think they're actually going to have to give up on this middle turret if they keep they've all backed away to try and get this blue buff. Could it be enough that mTw try and get in to steal it? No. nFaculty, again, get back just in time to cover it off. Zimmy's having to farm up like a pro now. And the AD carries could be the big telling difference between these two. Misfortune, you can see 262, like you say, he's got that Infinity Edge. Phantom Dancer on the way. Similar for Zimmy, but I feel that Graves offers more than Misfortune when it comes to late game. You can dash in there. His ulti's pretty good as well. Obviously, unless Misfortune manages to hit that full ulti across, no equal taking a burst in the face from Huyu. Didn't exactly do a massive amount of damage, though, because he has got a bit of magic resist on that from that Abyssal Scepter on there and the Merc Treads that he's picked up as well. So, honestly, I don't know how this is going to turn out when we finally see a big 5v5 team fight, because we haven't really managed to come across one yet. And again, like I say, you can see that Olaf working his way back towards the middle. Shen continues to farm, and I think he may push that tower down up top.
Yeah, and that's, like you said, that is just Shen all over the place, and that's why we see Shen so often banned. But in this one, kept in there. Misfortune ulti used a little bit early for me for clearing out that minion wave, and that's going to give this middle turret back. And, that all came about because Huyu's had to go back there. And the nFaculty said, okay, well, we can push this one now. We're 5 versus 3. And they may even catch in onto mTw as they try and steal this red buff away. mTw, he had a bit of a peek out there.
He got it.
And, he did steal it. Yeah, he did. Right, I say steal it. Obviously took it since it was his red buff with his smite there. So nicely done by mTw. I'll say thanks very much, nFaculty, for helping me out there with my red. But as we said, Shen pushing, has taken that top turret down now. And Wu going back into his lane to continue this farm, which he is ahead with. But we are seeing the push down middle as well. Wall used there just to protect Udyr. Not really the minion stack that nFaculty need to push this middle lane. Soraka bot just waiting in the wings there. Possibly going to come around the side, but no. They are going to be all headed back. So, a real interesting tight game. I mean, 8-4. It's not quite 2,000 gold now either. So, it's still one of those games that can go either way. And I think for mTw, the longer that this goes on without a big team fight, the better.
Yeah, and the ping from mTw on towards that middle tower, they're saying, come on, let's push it quick. See, Red Snow is going to be howling, gaining up those minions. It's mTw and the Huyu coming in. They're going to try and push this one down quick. They know that the rest of nFaculty went back. They're going to try and steal away this tower. Not too sure whether they're going to be quite quick enough. No, they're not. Because Misfortune had gone back to buy. He had got 1,800 gold on him. So had to go back to buy. Completed that Phantom Dancer and picked a big pickaxe as well, though. So going to be doing a lot of damage. And similar build to Graves as well, of course. Extra pickaxe, not too sure what he's going to build in towards with that one. You can see, meanwhile, Needlessly Large Rod had been picked up by Anivia. Rabadon's Death Cap now completed by Ahri as well. Dragon, again, this is the 4th Dragon now that nFaculty are going to pick up, and this is for free again. Absolutely uncontested. No one anywhere near it. mTw seem to suddenly realise, and I think they've just gone, yeah, okay, I think that's the Dragon they've just gone. And the ping goes down. This time giffortune has picked up the Oracle again, so he's going to start clearing out the wards. And again, still no Oracle. No Oracle at all for mTw. We're 29 minutes into this game, and there's been 0 Oracles for mTw so far, which does surprise me a little bit here. Looking like they're going to start trying to set up for Baron now, Joe. Looks like the ward placement's starting to go out. Definitely looking like a setup. They can see Shen there, and he's going to back off. And actually, giffortune with the Oracle it is, rather, sorry, not Soraka bot. So Olaf feeling he's a bit flush in the gold. Had got that frozen mallet built up early on as well that he's converted into. So wisely so. And yeah, definitely gathering up for the Baron. I'm not too sure where they're going to go for it. I think he's going to be more a case of baiting in and peeling off for this one now, Joe.
Yeah, they're trying to pull him in here. There is a fairly forward ward here, this blue ward. Oh, Fami just getting caught by the wall. Did get away before any real problems came of it, though. And there is that ward taken out. giffortune going to see the other one coming in as well. That will be stripped straight out. And that's another bit of gold loss. Let's quickly press F1 and see what vision they've got. They've got no vision whatsoever of this Baron at all. So that could be a little bit of a problem going in for them. Ward goes down again by Anivia, but still no vision of Baron. Ahri's just pushed this mid lane out, so they are going to be starting off this Baron now. The question is, how are mTw going to react to this one? And they can see that they're coming in there. Nice positioning of the smoke screen down on the ramp. That means they're basically walking into seeing nothing there. And we are going to see the big fight kick off. mTw ulti goes across, but is it enough? Janna ulti used actually there. Feel was a fairly strong one. It's going to mean a dead giffortune. Where is the focus coming in? They're doing, for me, far too much damage. Why are they focusing on Shen? Why is Shen so low in this fight? And why are they not focusing on Anivia? Finally, they do that. Red Snow goes down, and they're now going to chase after Caress. No equal. Should have him pinned in here. Charm will land as well, and there is the ace. And that should mean that they have themselves a Baron. It looks like they're actually going to push this middle lane as far as they possibly can. They've got still 25 seconds for mTw to come up there, and one can assume that they'll have this at least this turret before headed off back towards that Baron. And Ahri, Soraka, Mundo already headed off. Zimi's going to tank the turret and take down that that second middle turret in favour of nFaculty. Now they've got literally 3 seconds on mTw spawns, which means by the time she's got herself anywhere near this this Baron will have already been taken by nFaculty. And, well, they're looking very, very strong now, Demon, especially since that fight was all about Graves getting himself into a bit of a god mode at 5-0-4 now.
Indeed, and they caught, I mean, they stood and they had them pinned effectively all around them bushes. You know, they were in perfect position, really. And yes, the focus was a little bit off, but honestly, they had it fully in control. They managed to sort of hit them in a sort of AE style, despite the fact they haven't really got any AE. And giffortune was the one that was targeted, obviously focused by mTw. They did take him down pretty quickly, which is good for them, but then immediately everybody was sort of stuck in position and suddenly couldn't really do anything about it. And obviously no equal is just sort of like spamming away, hitting everything there. Soraka bot was just beating down on anything he could get near. Fami was star calling away, lowering all the magic resist, and just setting it up nicely for Ahri. So problem really is going to be a problem for mTw, like you say, that now with the Baron on, it's effectively, I think it's like 8k a person it works out as. The amount of bonuses it gives you, it's like effectively giving the other team massive amounts of items. So it's the question is whether they're going to use it. I think they will. I don't think there's going to be any problems with that. You can see Bloodthirster, like you say, has been onto Graves. Now God mode is certainly turned on. Obviously Void Staff as well, picked up by Ahri. So Ahri, despite the fact he's only got 118, they're trying to pin out Shen here. Shen's sort of like trying to teleport back. They're like, he's back there somewhere. Can we find him? I want to give up on that. No equal, trying to get the Charmer towards Red Snow. And Red Snow's got to be careful. He's got that Oracle on. Really the only Oracle I've seen so far in the game, which is pretty tragic at 30 minutes in for mTw. Definitely something they need to think about. They were trying to push them lanes out. You can see the mTw is a long way away as well, trying to teleport back. Top turret looks like it's going to be the next site. Yeah, they're going to rotate straight across. Ward goes down. Red Snow thought about taking it out. Is it just going to be bait? No equals there. Puts the charm across. Does land it. Beautiful. What a great bait with an Oracle there. Very nicely done. And that was just, I mean, that was obvious, really, surely. He must have knew it was coming. mTw ulti trying to get across. mTw will get, no, just about. I think the strut saving him there, just keeping away from that slowdown. And that will be another easy turret. The inner turret's going down. So all but the bottom lane has been completely annihilated. And I think they may even be able to pick up this base turret here. They realise that there's no support, there's no Janna to blast them out, and they will take that turret down very quickly. mTw needs to be careful, he doesn't get caught out, will get slow, but they're just going to back away. and let them have the inhibitor. And as you mentioned, it is 14-5, very big advantage, 9k gold, and a very, very strong nFaculty.
Yeah, and one thing that's a real shame for me, you know, if you look back to that last Baron fight, the misfortune, her items are actually pretty decent if she stays, you know, auto-attacking, basically, in the fight. But her ultimate takes so much time to channel and does basically no damage to them whatsoever. I feel like it's almost a waste of time, the misfortune ulti. Yeah, honestly, the amount of auto-attack she can get in there with a Phantom Dancer, obviously that Infinity Edge, Last Whisper's finish there as well, compared to what she puts out with the ulti in terms of damage, I think it's better just to auto-attack, to be honest. I mean, she's critting for like 800 on her auto-attacks, and bullet time does what? 125 plus 68 per... Yeah, nothing, basically.
Yeah, and that's been one of the arguments that Misfortune and why he's faded away, or she's faded away as one of the big AD carries. And it's interesting we don't see Corki in this one. It's obviously one of the big things that a lot of American teams use up, Corki, Kog'Maw, etc. But he chose to go for Misfortune. They were all... Kog'Maw wasn't available, actually. He was taken out. Actually, no, Corki was banned as well, so I'm just going to shut the hell up because they were both banned out. But... what else could he gone for? Ash. Ash was available, wasn't she? Even she has a more useful ulti because it can be a great initiate. That's going to be the mid turret for mTw, though. Taking anything they can, really, from this one. And the ping's gone down the bottom lane, saying, yeah, there is a big pack going down there. You can see that Misfortune's going to try and take that out as quick as possible. Baron has around about no time left on it. It's about to go any second now. So there we go. That will run out. So back to nFaculty to see really what they're going to do with this complete map domination they have.
Yeah, they've really pushed this top and middle nicely. Obviously, inhibitor's still up in the middle, but bottom lane is intact. In fact, this turret is fairly high HP. I think it'd be pretty obvious from mTw's point of view that nFaculty may just be headed down towards this bottom area to finish off. Oracle is once again with Soraka bot on Mundo, and they are slowly but surely working their way down in towards this bottom lane. As Gibfudgeon throws out an axe and puts on his W for absolutely no reason whatsoever. And they are going to push straight in here. mTw don't even need to think about trying to defend this outer turret. As we did see Soraka bot just zoning him out. And you know that this Mundo is strong when he just stands in the way of 5 people and then they all run away from him because they're scared of that Mundo. And here we go then. Minions obliterated with the Q of Ahri, and they are going to push in. Charm going to land in onto Malfi, and they put a decent amount of damage in onto the Udyr. They're knocking down to about half HP. Probably kept alive by that wall from Anivia. Just going to pin him in, and these charms are so dangerous. And look at the Q damage as well onto Huyu. And it's the charms that they really need to be careful of, because if they hit a good charm, I think nFaculty are going to dive straight in on top of it. And there we go, Misfortune ulti. We'll clear out a few minions, do a little bit of damage to the nFaculty guys. HP, but not a lot. And Soraka bot, he's fancying his chances from behind. He wants to get in there. It's more of getting those cleavers in the backside of them and just forcing them to back away from this turret. And he's done a great job of it as well. They will all go back there. Minions were coming in as well. And now nFaculty slowly but surely working their way over towards the next. Actually up on the top lane, there's 3 super minions now hitting away on these Nexus turrets. And I'm not sure that they're going to kill them before this turret goes down, you know. There we go. They'll switch focus. Actually, no, they're not. They're hammering away there. Minions finally coming. One more hit, and it will be taken down by the super minions. So all that time they've spent looking down on this bottom turret means that they lose their first Nexus turret of the game. And, well, if it's not nFaculty pushing, they're super minions doing the job.
Yeah, and nFaculty have all gone back now. They know the time is due on Baron. They've had the Baron buff wear out, and it was a good 2-minute push, I think, down that bottom lane, so it is due any second now. Soraka bot is lingering there, so they'd all gone back, all spend that gold. You can see they're all stacked up with the items. I expect to see some glistening. Yes, they can. There we go. You can see that agility and health pots on Zimmy there. And I say health, it's obviously the fortitude pot, which is effectively health pot. Or actually, what's it called at the moment? It's some weird thing. It's a might shroom. That's it. There we go. Of course, that makes all the sense. We do appreciate.
It's changed back on live now. On live, it's normal.
Exactly. It's but unfortunately we're not on live, so that is going to be a very easy Baron. And
that's a free Ahri.
Ahri just kept them occupied. They see the Baron buff on Ahri, and Ahri's like, yeah, I'm forcing them back, 5-on-1. But they know the rest of the team is there. And, well, no equal. You can see he's up to 642 ability power. So, like you say, Charm lands, you're pretty much dead coming out of it. You're not going to survive. And who you needs to be very careful there. Could have easily got caught on him. They are going to push on towards his open inhibitor and easily take that one down. mTw not going to be able to contest that one. They will try and fight for this tower, I feel. And Joe, I think this could be the last battle.
This could be the last battle. mTw not really having that much of a chance. I mean, you'd probably say that okay, let's fight on the Nexus turrets, but guess what? They've only got one of them left as well. And we see that damage coming in there. Mundo actually catching onto the minions, but once those minions are gone, this perk that we've got from the Graves buckshot, from the axe of Olaf, from the briefcase cleaver of Mundo, and you can see they've just walked straight in there, tanked the turret up, not really too worried about doing that. And this next round, it is going to go down very, very quickly. Oh, they managed to hit the cleaver again onto Shen, but they're more concerned, of course, with that inhibitor going to go down. Now onto the bottom, Caress has been hit there with the charm, and we are going to see this fight kicking off as they try to move in. That ultimate placing from Anivia is decent, but he's got Olaf and Mundo sticking to him. Janna actually using the ulti there to try and force them away from killing this egg, but it's not going to be enough. Now they're focusing on Miss Fortune, who's just exploded. Oh no, she actually flashed away, but either way, it doesn't matter whatsoever that she stayed alive from that one. That will be 3 kills for 0. This Nexus going to be focused down, and nFaculty are going to be picking up the first game of the day here in the BenQ finals. Of course, the German EPS finals for this season. Actually, the 20th season of the German EPS it is this year. So good job to all the guys that have made that one happen, and to nFaculty who've just picked up this first game. It is best of 3, and it will be best of 3 all day and night long. This is the first semi-final, nFaculty mTw. Then we'll be moving on later to Logics versus go on, they're in my head. Peculiar Gaming, they're the ones I'm looking for. Let's have a quick look though at the post-game screen and see exactly who did what in there. So, nFaculty, no equal on Ahri, 2-1-11. For me, did a great job in the lane phase team, and